Hello guys, welcome to another video in the series of coding. Let's see the third problem, which is called minimum amount of time to collect garbage. So let's try to understand this problem with the help of an example. So you have to collect three things. One is glass, one is plastic, and one is metal. So you are given two arrays. The first array is called the garbage array and the second array is called the travel array, right? You have to find out the total amount of time that you are going to take, minimum number of minutes needed to pick up all the garbage. Okay, so there are three trucks. One is for glass and one is for plastic and one is for metal, and the trucks can operate only one by one. So first, let's say the glass truck will operate. After it finishes operating, then only the plastic can operate, then only the metal can operate, in any order, but only one by one they can operate, right? So you have to return the time that is taken. And what is the travel array? Travel array represents the time to travel from the first house to the second house. Let's say in this case, from the first house to second house, the travel time is 1. From the second to the third house, the travel time is 2. From the third to fourth house, travel time is 3. From the 4th to 5th house, the travel time is 4. Okay, so are we going to solve this problem? Let's see first of all example. What is the answer for this case? Let's see. So first of all, there's just one additional fact. For picking up, each time you pick up a garbage, you are going to consume 1 unit of time. Okay, so let us start. Let's say we start picking the glass truck. As we will see, it doesn't matter which truck you are going to operate first. Any of the truck you can operate, the order doesn't matter. So let's say we start with the glass truck, right? So we are going to start the glass truck. We see that it starts from house 1. It has to go to house 2. Okay, so it will go to house 2. First of all, from house 0, it will pick up the first glass, so it will take 1 unit of time. Then from going from house 0 to house 1, it will again take 1 unit of time. From going from house 2 to house 3, it will take 2 units of time. Then it will pick up this glass, it will take 1 unit of time. Then does it need to go further? This is the crux of the question, right? When does the glass truck need to stop? If you unnecessarily go further, you will waste time, right? There is no glass further at all, so you can just stop here. So whenever there is no need to go further, when you have picked up all the glass elements, the glass truck can just stop and save time. So for the glass, this is only the time. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. So for glass, simply the time is equal to 5, right? That's it. Okay, now let us see for the next truck, which is plastic, and then for metal. Okay, for glass, let me write the answer here. So the glass truck is just going to take 5 units of time to collect all the glass. Now let's see the answer for, let's say, metal. Okay, so for metal truck is going to start at, let's say, house 0. Here it is not picking up anything, so it needs to go to the next house. For going to the next house, it is going to take a travel time of 1. Then to go to the second house, it's going to take a travel time of 2. Here also you can see that now it has to pick up this 1 unit of metal, so it will take 1. Then to go to the next house, again it will take 3 units, and then again to pick up this metal, it will take 1 unit. To go to the next house, it will take 4 units, and to pick up this metal, it is going to take 1 unit. So you can see that metal truck has to travel all the houses. And what is the total time? 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 1 is 13, right? So the metal truck is going to take 13 units. So let me just erase all this and let us just write 13 units. So metal truck is taking 13 units of time. Okay, what is the next? Next is the plastic truck. So let me write plastic truck here. So this is our plastic truck. It's going to start from house 0. It has got nothing in house 0. There is no plastic. It can just go to house 1. To go to house 1, it's going to take 1 unit of travel time. Now to pick up this plastic, again it is taking 1 unit. Then to go to the next house, it's going to take 2 units. Here there is no plastic, so it can just continue. To go to the next house is going to take 3 units. Now this is the plastic that we have. So to pick up this plastic, it's going to take 1 unit. Now the plastic truck need not travel this 4 units, right? Because there is no plastic further. So how are we going to make sure that we note this in code? First of all, let's see the answer. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 1 is equal to 8, right? So it need not travel further. It can just stop within 8 units of time, because unnecessarily if it goes further, there is no plastic for it, right? So it need not travel to this house. Just by traveling up till the 4th house, we know that there is no more plastic, so we can just stop here. So the plastic truck is going to take 8 units of time. So let me write that for the plastic. Plastic is equal to 8. What is the total time? 5 plus 13 is 18, 18 plus 8 is 26. So for this question, the answer is equal to 26. Now how are we going to solve this? It is very simple, right? how you're going to solve is you just start iterating over the garbage truck, right? Once you start iterating over the garbage truck, what you can do, you can just note what is the end value, what is the last value at which the garbage truck has to stop, last value at which the plastic truck has to stop, and last value at which metal has to stop. Okay, so that's it. You have to just note that, because it need not travel any further. Wherever it finds the last, for example, it finds the last glass here, right? It need not travel here. It need not waste time traveling these two places, right? So that's what we will note. So let's start. So let's see an example of how we are going to solve this question actually. So we can just keep 3 pointers: garbage, plastic and metal, right? So let us start from the first. So we see garbage, right? So garbage value will become equal to 0. Initially anyway everything is 0, right? So first house, there is only garbage, so we are seeing garbage at the 0th house. Now we can continue. Now we are seeing plastic, so plastic we can make the value 1. Okay, now we can continue. We see garbage as well as metal. So for in the second house we find the garbage as well as we find the metal, right? This is the second house, right? So these are the indexes 0, 1, 2. So in the second house we found both garbage and metal, so we can make both the values as 2. Now let's go to the third house. We find metal, so we'll make the value of metal as 3. We find plastic, we'll make the value of plastic also as 3. Okay, next we go forward. Next in the fourth house we see metal, so we can make the value of metal as 4. So we have got the houses in which we are going to see the values, the last house in which we are going to see. So the last house in which we are seeing glass is the second house, so the glass truck need not travel any beyond second house. This is the most important point to understand. The glass truck can stop at the second house because the last glass that we are seeing is at the second house. Similarly, the plastic truck can stop at the third house and the metal truck can stop at the fourth house, right? So this is the only thing that we need to remember. Once we have the values of the houses, how are you going to calculate the sum that it's going to take? So first of all, let's now find out the sum for the glass, right? The answer should be 5. How are we going to get this 5? So first of all, how many glasses are there? While iterating over the garbage array, we can keep a note of how many glasses are there, right? So instead of keeping a note separately, how many glasses, how many plastics, how many metals, you can just easily count total. You just need the total time. You do not care of how you are getting the time. You just want to find the answer of the total time. So while you are iterating over the garbage array, just note the size, right? For example, you have to pick one item here. Here you have to pick one item. Here you have to pick 2 items. Doesn't matter what is the number of items, right? You have to just pick the items, right? So it is going to take 1 unit of time to pick one item. It is again taking 1 unit of time to pick one item. It is taking 2 units of time to pick 2 items. Here it's taking 2 units of time to pick 2 items. Here it's taking 1 unit of time to pick one item. So you can just keep a note of this total time. So what will be the total time? You can see that it's going to be this 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. This is just the total picking time. Okay, there are 2 components of time. One is the picking time, one is the travel time, right? So we are just calculating total picking time. So what is the picking time? 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay, so we have got 7. Okay, so we have got the total picking time is going to be 7. You can just see the size of the string, right? From the size of the string itself you will get total picking time. Just add all the size of the string. Okay, so there are 2 components, picking time and travel time. So the total picking time is 7 units. Now how are you going to get the travel time? Travel time is very easy. Okay, how are we going to get it? See, the glass truck has to travel 2 houses, right? So it has to travel 2 houses. That means it has to go from 0 to first house and then from first to second house. So the travel time for the glass truck will be 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3, right? So for the glass truck, if you just sum the first 2 elements, you are going to get the travel time for the glass truck is equal to 3 units. Okay, now let's calculate the travel time for the plastic truck. Plastic truck has to travel 3 houses. So the travel time for the plastic truck is 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is equal to 6. Now let's calculate the travel time for the metal. Metal truck has to travel 4 houses. So the travel time for the metal truck is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is equal to 10. So what is the total travel time for all the trucks? 10 plus 6, 16, 16 plus 3 equal to 19. So the picking time is 7, travel time is 19, 7 plus 19 is equal to 26, and you got your answer. Your answer is equal to 26. So you need not calculate the values separately. You need not do this. You can just calculate the picking time and you can add travel time and you can get the answer. Okay, very easily using just iterating over the garbage array. You need not do any complex thing, just iterate over the garbage array, that is sufficient. Picking time we will just get with the size of the string, because it doesn't matter what element you are picking, you just need to pick all the elements, right? So picking time is very simple, and travel time is also very simple. Okay, once we have noted these pointers, we can easily find the travel time. Now while finding the travel time, see what you are doing. Suppose let's take this as example. For the plastic, you have to go up to the third house, so unnecessarily you are adding up all these three values to get the picking time equal to 6, right? Unnecessarily you are doing this. You can just store a prefix array. So what we will do for the travel, because if you have 3, you are traveling all the 3 elements, the time complexity will be order of n, so you need not do this. You can use the prefix array concept. So this is your travel array, right? So this travel array, if you keep a prefix array, then you can just, in order of 1, you can just find out what is the sum of the first 3 elements. That is what you are basically doing. So what we will do, we will keep a prefix array. We have a prefix array. So how to make a prefix array, it discussed in the first question of this contest also. The first element is 1, next 1 plus 2 is 3, next 3 plus 3 is 6, next 6 plus 4 is 10. So in order of 1, from the prefix array directly you can calculate what is the travel time. Okay, let's say for glass the value is equal to 2, right? For glass the value is equal to 2. That means for the first 2 houses you have to travel to find out the travel time for the glass. So for finding that, you can just see the second element here, it is 3. You need not find the sum of the 2 elements. Instead, directly in order of 1, you can just see that for glass the travel time is going to be 3, right? Similarly, for plastic you have to travel 3 houses, so directly the third element is 6. You can just, in order of 1, you can see third element is 6, so 6 will be the travel time. Similarly, for metal the answer is 4, right? You have to go to 4 houses. So what is the fourth element? Fourth element is 10, so directly you can see it from the prefix array. Then if you sum up all these values, 3 plus 6 plus 10, it will be 19. You can easily get it. So 19 is the travel time and picking time is 7. Total answer is 26. Okay, so this is the concept. Now let's go forward to coding it. Let us see the code. So first you are making the prefix array, right? So as discussed in the first question, making prefix array is very simple. Just take the current element plus add the previous prefix element, and this is how you will build the prefix array. And then you are taking 3 pointers, glass, metal and plastic, right? So what you are doing, you are iterating over the garbage array. You are just taking the size of the current string, whatever is the size, that you are adding to answer. This is going to give you the picking time. This is going to be included in the picking time. It doesn't matter what element you are picking. For each element that you are picking, you are adding 1 unit of time, right? So for all the elements that you are picking, you have to just add 1 unit each time. That will be included in your answer array. Now this is for keeping note of which is the last house from which you have to pick the elements. Suppose metal, right? Suppose you are picking metal. If you see metal, then you are going to point the metal pointer at the current element, right? If you see plastic, the plastic will be here. So let's take this example, GPGM. Okay, let's take this example so that it's much more clear. So you have G, then you have P, then you have GM, then you have MP, and you have M, right? So this is what you are doing. Let's take this example. So up to here it's very simple. You are just making a prefix array, and after making the prefix array you are declaring 3 pointers. Okay, now let's see what we are doing here. So first, what is the first string? First string is simply G, right? This is your first string in the garbage array. This is your garbage array. So you are seeing which character exists. So you are seeing only G. So the G pointer will point towards 0, right? So currently all the pointers are towards 0. M is 0, G is 0, P is 0. Okay, now let's continue. Next you are seeing P. So the current array that will be equal to P. Okay, so P will become equal to 1. Remaining others will remain as such. Okay, now let's see the next array. Next element is GM. So you are seeing 2 elements. So you are iterating over all the characters in the current array. First you see G, so you will make the value of G as 2. Then you see M, make the value of M as 2, right? That's it, finished. This is done. Now let's go to the next element. Next element is MP. So again this is the third element, right? So M will become equal to 3, P will also become equal to 3, and G will remain as such. Okay, next you are seeing M alone. So when you are seeing m alone, m will become equal to 4 and remaining elements will remain as such. So after this entire iteration is finished, you will get your picking time. By the way, picking time is very simple. Whatever is the size, you are just going to add. So first time size is equal to 1, you will add 1 to the answer. Next time again size is 1, you will add 1 to the answer. Next time size is 2, so you will add 2 to the answer. Next time the size is again 2, so you will add 2 to the answer. And next time the size is 1, so you will add 1 to the answer. So what is the total time here? 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7. So after this, the total picking time will be equal to 7, right? Now what you are doing, now you have the last house from which you have to collect metal, which is the 4th house. So from the prefix array, let's also make the prefix array, right? What was the time example that we took? Okay, so the travel times were, let me take one example, travel times were 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So what will be the prefix array? Prefix array is very simple. First element is going to remain as such 1, right? 0th element is going to remain as such. Next element will be 1 plus 2, which will be equal to 3. Next element will be 1 plus 2 plus 3. So basically what you are doing, you are just doing 3 plus 3, right? That will be 6. Then what you are doing 6 plus 4, which will be 10. So that easily in order of 1 you can get the time when you need to calculate here. So now what you are doing, you have made the prefix array. This is the prefix array, right? So after making the prefix array, you can just add to the answer. So we know that for glass, the last house you need to travel is the second house. That means you need to, second house or the second element is the first index, right? So it is 3. So see the prefix array, this is the prefix array. In the prefix array, you have to, the travel time will be 3 for glass. So to the answer you are adding 3. This is the travel time for glass. Travel time for glass. Okay, now let's continue. Now you are writing this piece of code. So the travel time for plastic. So in the prefix array, you can see that the plastic pointer points at the element 3. So in the prefix array, the third element is the second index, right? So which is 6. So answer plus is equal to 6, which is the travel time for plastic, right? So same thing, I'll not write it again, but okay, let me write travel time for plastic. Okay, let's continue. Next, the last is the travel time for metal. So metal is pointing towards 4. Metal is 4, right? After all this iteration, m is equal to 4. So the fourth element is the third index, which is 10. So this is the travel time for metal. Okay, so after all this, what is the final answer? So here you added 7 to the answer, here you added 3, then 6, then 10. If you sum up all this, the answer will come equal to 26. So you can return 26 as the answer. So now let's run this code and see. This is the test case which we are discussing. The answer is 26, which is correct. Now let's submit and see. So it's working. Thank you for being patient and listening.